Follow-up is so important, and follow-up and follow-through is very important. Follow-up is 5% of the process, but 100% of the profit exists there. So at the end of the presentation, the end of the evening where we are right now, you don't want to break the continuity, you don't want to break the flow and start talking about the weather, or start talking about sports, or start going off in tangents. You want to stay focused. When does follow-up start? Immediately when the presentation is over. How it should work is, you should turn to your guests in the exact same place where you started. You said, I'm excited and I want to show you something. Now what you're going to say, now can you see what I was so excited about? So that's a great place to just start. And the person's nodding, yes I can see what you're excited about. The next thing that you want to say is, what did you like best? Just let them share. You don't say, what did you like best? And they will share with you what they liked best. And then you can simply say, well, do you see any reason not to get started? And they go, no, not really. And you'll find when you go through that process, it's a natural and efficient way. If they say, well, no, in fact, I don't want to get started right now, you can say, well, why? So, well, I got a couple of questions. Great. Ask them what their questions are. When they say they got one question, get that question down. When they got two questions, get that question down. And you ask, do you have any more questions? Have the host come over and sit down with you and join you. And you just get all their questions out first before you start answering them. And answer them in the sequence, not always the way they're asked, the sequence that makes most sense to you to logically bring them to that conclusion. So it's very, very, very simple to do that follow-up. Now here's another important point. If somebody is going to go home having not enrolled or made a decision to enroll and you're going to follow up with them, it's important to set an appointment and create the expectation. I want them to go home with Bozzy. I want them to go home with at least a bottle, maybe even 2 bottles. It's really up to you. Some people send people home with a case. It depends on how serious they are. And I want to make sure that they got a presentation book as well. But I want to be very clear that we're creating a time and an expectation we're going to follow up and say, we're both very busy, we're doing this part-time, you know, why don't we just set a time for us to get together? When's a good time for us to get together, tomorrow or the next day? And they go, oh, tomorrow evening's good. You know, what number should I call you on? So just organize that. Say, I'm going to have John or somebody on the phone with me so we can be very respectful of your time. I may not have all the answers, but I know they will. So you just set that up. Or maybe you're saying, we'll drive by. We'll swing by your home tomorrow evening. Just create the expectation, create the appointment so that they can do that. It may be that they're going to come back to the presentation the next night, but I wouldn't leave them in that 48 hours without a contact. I think it's for them to follow up in that period of time and then get organized for them to go in there. So follow-up is very, very important. Some people want to get started there and then. I personally like to have written applications. I don't like to take somebody off to a computer, sit them down and register them. The reason is, not everybody's got a computer in their home. It could be in their kid's bedroom and they don't want to have people tramping into their kid's bedroom. Who knows what it is? It's easy to write it down, take the relevant information, and then you can go on the computer that night and enter it in for them. Or, if they don't feel comfortable with that, you can arrange the next day to do a 3-way phone call with them. If I do a follow-up in the morning with them, get their questions answered, then I 3-way them right over to the company and get them rolled right over the phone. I really take the follow-up very seriously. It's just a matter of preparation. It's also a matter of just doing it with somebody else, because that tells that new person somebody's going to support me and help me with that. And that brings me to follow-through. Follow-through is also very important. You don't want to be continuously launching your business. And unless you link the activities together, then you're having one launch, studies followed by a dead time, followed by another launch, followed by some dead time, followed by another launch. You're not building continuity, you're not building momentum, you're not qualifying for those go fast bonuses, you're not going for the director bonus, you're not building momentum, you're not getting yourself there, you're not building that velocity that you're looking for. How do you do it? It's so simple. You ride the energy that's right there. The persons that said they want to come back, you help them decide to come back. You make sure that they create a list. You ask them to take out their cell phone. You show them where to find the names. You help them learn how to invite. You just organize and you organize that process so they feel comfortable. You get them enrolled, so when they come over that night, they got some guests with them, they're enrolled in the business, they place their product order, they're not on their own creating their list, and they're not on their own inviting, because you just want to help those people. That's part of good follow-through. It helps that person get off to a good launch. You're also booking when they're going to launch their business. You're looking for that one or two who says, I'm ready, I'll be ready tomorrow. And what you want to do is book their launch. That's all you want to say. Let's book your launch. When do you want to do it? And guess what? With the Go Fast bonus, they want to do it sooner rather than later. That's a great thing about it. They really get that. They've really understood that. You don't have to, it's not a challenge with that. You just have to book it. And then you say, let's book a backup date. Why do we want to do that? Because what if you invite somebody and they can't go to your launch date? You've got them on the phone. You want to confirm a backup date. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because we're both part-time, we want to be efficient. They get that. All of this is inside our training system. All of this support are just tips that I'm giving you. The person that's working with you will help you with that. That's called follow-up and follow-through. We're looking to build momentum. And so we're getting it into your home, so we can get it out of your home into the next home as quickly as possible. We're getting you $500, $1,000, $2,300, $3,900. We're building that business, making thousands of dollars. We've got the residual income coming in behind it. We're building momentum. We're changing lives. We're building this dream circle. We're expanding that income. We're doing it by this very simple process that we're doing over and over and over again. And it's just so simple. It all comes together. Trust the system. You don't want to reinvent the system. We've got a great wheel that turns around. It turns well. It's predictable. It builds momentum. It builds confidence. It builds cash. That's what you want to do. There is a launch system for that reason. There's a grow your team system for that reason. The build your team system is there for that reason. It's the reason why we have a launch. It's the reason why we have a backup. It's the reason why we sometimes have a third one, because we maybe want to create momentum, because we want to find that person that's number one. We want to find that person that's a number two. We want to get it into your home, so we get it out of your home into their home, and then we're doing the exact same with them. You're learning how to do one-to-ones to keep the momentum going while you're doing these group presentations, or you say the other person's doing the group presentations for you, and then you're ultimately graduating to where you're doing the presentations, where you're the person that's answering the questions, where you're doing the follow-up, where you're supporting the follow-through with the system, and ultimately it will lead you to financial freedom. Ultimately, it'll lead to you helping other people achieve financial freedom, where they're not only making $20,000 a month, they're going to our leadership events in exotic places around the world. They're driving a new Lexus. They've got a new cars. They've got new watches, and their people are doing the same. Ultimately, they have the freedom. They have the life that they want to design. They're making it happen. I wish you every success that I know that you're prepared to work for. But I'm telling you, the most important thing to do is follow the system, and you will be successful.